Hi everybody, I'm Nancy, owner and innkeeper of Old Square Inn in Mount Joy, Pennsylvania in beautiful Lancaster County. And today I'm going to show you how to make Stromboli. Now this isn't something that we serve at the inn, but this is something I used to make when I taught 8th grade FCS, Family and Consumer Science, or home ec as you would know it. And this is a lot of fun to do, and it's easy to do. You could do it with your kids. You could freeze it ahead of time, freeze it once you're finished with it, all kinds of good stuff. You are going to start with bread dough. You can find this in the frozen section in your grocery store, and then thaw it according to package directions. Now, you only need a half a loaf to make one roll, so this is very economical also. First thing you're going to do after you have the dough thawed is to throw down a little bit of flour on your counter and roll this thing out. This was always the worst part for the kids. They had a hard time rolling it up because once you start to roll this, it kind of shrinks back together because of the gluten in the dough, those little strands of protein. That kind of makes it shrink back to size. So what you're going to try to do is roll this out into a rectangle that's about, I always told the kids, like about the size of your folders or the size of your binders or the size of a sheet of paper. With a little bit of practice, it goes fast. They would always say to me, how do you do that so fast? Well, when you've made this 600 times, you can do it pretty quickly. All right, so I have my dough rolled out into a nice little rectangle, and then I'm going to add my ingredients. And you can put in just about anything you want. If you're not making a cake, proportions really don't matter. And this is what I'm putting in today. I have grilled mushrooms, and you have to be sure that you cook the mushrooms ahead of time because there's a lot of water in that, and that'll seep through your dough and make it kind of funky. I have green pepper because I love them. I have pepperoni, onion, and mozzarella cheese. So on this dough, I'm going to put down my ingredients, leave about a ½ inch at the top, and this is easy. Ding, 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 ding. Just sprinkle it on as much as you like. We usually had onions and green pepper and hard salami set out for the kids, and sometimes they would bring in their own ingredients, like they brought in cooked chicken, they brought in ham, and sometimes these things would end up weighing about as much as a cat. They had so many things stuffed into it. So we would make these one day because we only had 45 minutes in class. So I would demonstrate, they would get their jobs all set out. The next day we would make them. I'd stick them in the refrigerator and then bake them off on the third day. This was actually a 3-day process with them. And then they would get to eat the Strombolis. I love teaching FCS. Everybody wanted to come to class because they got to eat. My thing though was if you don't do your homework, you don't get to eat. Yeah, no work, no eat. That sounds kind of familiar, right? All right, so I have my onions on here. I have my green peppers on here. I have mushrooms on here, pepperonis on here. This looks delicious already. And then I need to put on the cheesy goodness. So this is about a cup of cheese. And you want to be sure you get your ingredients all the way to the end, but you also want to be sure that you don't lose any of your cheesy goodness. All right, have that all rolled up on there. Just going to start from this end closest to me. And remember, I have a space here at the top. Come on, Stromboli, get going. Don't let your cheesy goodness roll out the side. Get in there, cheesy goodness. Oh, that's a big Stromboli. All right, and then be sure that you have your pan ready. I have parchment paper on my pan. If you're not familiar with the wonders of parchment paper, familiarize yourself because it's great. Works way better than foil. I lost my cheesy goodness. Here, get this back in your mouth. Oh, good. All right, now you're going to close up the ends, and I always told the kids, this is just like how your parents used to tuck you into bed. You just take that top sheet, tuck it under. Night, night, sleep tight, love you. Come on, tuck under, sleep tight, love you. And then before this goes in the oven, just gonna brush a little bit of oil on top. This is gonna go in the oven at 375 for 20 minutes and will come out golden brown and delicious. Now, if you wanted to freeze these, this would be the point where you would freeze it. Wrap it up in saran wrap first, then wrap it in foil, stick it in the freezer. You would bake it the same way, just let it thaw before you do. So into the oven at 375, and then through the magic of video, ding, oh, look, it's done. That looks so delicious. Let's cut a piece and try some. This was always their favorite part, to eat it. Oh, look at that cheesy goodness. And then I like to serve this with a little bit of marinara sauce. So good. All right, thanks for joining me today for how to make stromboli, or don't lose your cheesy goodness. Have a good day. Let me know how your stromboli turns out. This is Nancy from Old Square Inn in Mount Joy, Pennsylvania in beautiful Lancaster County, wishing you a happy Stromboli day. Bye-bye.